I was diagnosed with MS in 2004. For a couple of years I knew there was something wrong, and I was probably glad to get the diagnosis. But I'd say for about 3-4 years, yeah, I knew there was something not right with my body. But I did put it down to a lot of other things, like probably because I was rearing children. I was working, I was probably staying out later than I should have. So I thought a lot of it that was happening to my body was to do with my lifestyle. I thought a lot of my symptoms were to do with other things, and then when they weren't going away or they were getting worse, I knew then there was something wrong with my body. Extremely tired, not wanting to go to work. A lot going wrong with my body. Sometimes I had numb arms, numb legs, feeling of really generally unwell. So it was a struggle to carry on with work life. But I would think that I'd often say to myself, I'll go home and have an early night, and then maybe tomorrow I'll feel a lot better. No, some days I felt better, and other days, no, it was an ongoing thing. So, like with the type of MS I have, it's relapse remission. So when I'd be in a remission, I would feel quite healthy. So when I had a relapse, I would think it was something to do with what I was doing or my lifestyle. No, I never, even though I have 2 brothers with MS that were diagnosed before me, I never thought they were going to give me the diagnosis of MS. At the time I actually probably got to visit the neurologist, I probably felt well, so I wasn't expecting to be told of an illness like that was so serious. I could only say 10 years on, I probably feel more worried now than I did 10 years ago. So when I did get the diagnosis, I was actually more relieved to find out, that this was really happening, and there was a name to it. So it's only sort of now, like 10 years on, that I'm not happy to have MS. I'm taking it more seriously now and probably think about it more now than I did 10 years ago. From the day I was diagnosed, I changed my whole outlook on life. I changed my diet. I went from being a couch potato to probably I exercise every day. I don't like not to exercise. I like to have an hour a day to do some type of exercise. And I would say I was quite fit up until probably this time last year. A lot of my deterioration has happened in the last year. I drank every weekend, whereas now I probably have the odd glass of wine. And I smoked. I gave up smoking as well. I actually gave up smoking before I was diagnosed with MS because I thought a lot of the symptoms I was probably experiencing and the ill health was to do with smoking. Because if you go to the doctor, and the first thing they actually say to you is, do you smoke, do you drink? And of course I did both. So when he said to me, give up smoking, I did go off smoking. When I was diagnosed first, I was put on injections. I took injections regularly for 10 years, up until this time last year when I took a relapse. And then I was put on this new super drug called Galinia, and it just didn't work out for me. So at the moment I'm on no medication actually to help me control my MS, but I am on medication to help me with my symptoms. I didn't like injecting myself, but for 10 years I took them every day, and actually I was glad to have them because I think when they kept me healthy for 10 years. Well, my family are very good. As I said, there is a few members of my family which is very unusual to have this illness. So my sister, I have 2 brothers with her and a sister with MS, and my sister and myself, we support each other, and it's great because I can tell her how I feel and she can tell me how she feels, and then we can get on with the day. But in all, I have a large family, and they would all be supportive of I know they're there when I need them, and that's when it counts.